So, Aly, a nomination for the Australian Music Awards. Tell us first of all how it all unfolded for you.
Oh, okay, well, it's Music Oz, which is the independent music awards that are in Australia. So it's a sort of a major free, idle-free zone. And so basically I got a nomination for the international section. It's all Australian sections except for the international section, and it's all genres covered. So I was in for one of the 10 finalists and decided to make the trip over to go.
All right, so it was for the song Midnight Sun, which is your latest single. It was released, about a year ago?
No, it was actually released into Australia a bit later than here. So it was released in February to radio in Australia, and it's gradually gained momentum and is now number 17 on the Australian country music charts this week.
All right, well, congratulations.
Thank you.
Yeah, awesome. Hey, look, now tell us, what was it all like being over there? Give us a rundown of what happened and the awards process and what Aly Cook got up to in Australia.
Well, a lot. I just completely compacted the time, which is a little bit like, because I live in Nelson, when I go away to do stuff with the music, I usually compact as much into the time as I can to make sure that I've done everything. And of course it was going to the Sydney Opera House, which was just, I'd never been in the Sydney Opera House, so that was a new one for me, and seeing my picture up on the screen and hearing Midnight Sun booming out through the sound system at the Sydney Opera House was pretty much a buzz. And I did a cross-marketing thing with some people that helped me out. Profile here in Nelson dressed me, so I took the clothes and wore them, and then did a cross-marketing thing with a limousine company. So I got to arrive at the red carpet in a 40-foot, 13-metre Hummer, which was very cool. It had a discotheque in the back, laser lighting, bar. You could live in it, really.
It looked more like an apartment than a car.
It did. It actually felt like an apartment when you stepped inside it. It was very long, and I was at one end of it being photographed, and so we did a photo shoot inside it with a couple of products, Electric Body and Nature Bee, who also endorsed me and helped me to get over there.
All right. And the awards themselves, as you said, you got to see your picture up on the big screen and obviously an excerpt of the song. And how was that received?
Yeah, good. Everyone was yarring for every song that sort of went up on there, and it was good. It's all independent music, and that's what's really great about it. One sort of poignant thing they said that night was that there were 46 artists in Australia signed to a major register, a major roster, and there were 800 independent artists involved in Music Oz that had put their name forward for it.
Okay.
So.
It strikes me that you managed to achieve something that New Zealand apples have never really been able to do, and that's get an invitation to go to Australia. What's the position between, New Zealand and Australia when it comes to these sorts of things, music?
Well, it's interesting because country music here is not, you don't see it in commercial airwaves as much, or at least it's extremely difficult to actually get the song on commercial airwaves, and I'm still finding it difficult here to do that. Whereas in Australia, you arrive and you feel like you're part of a family, and you really are part of the country music family. So you gradually meet more and more people within it, and they have this huge, vast, independent network of community stations, and that's where all the airplay has come from. There's hundreds of them. Through the Community Broadcasting Association in Australia, and 9.7 million Australians listen to community radio, so it's very big. So it's, if you can imagine, like our Fresh FM in here in Nelson or our Mainland channels, but you imagine that right through New Zealand, and really strongly linked. That's what you've got in Australia.
All right. What's next for Aly Cook?
Well, basically, I'm just continuing to work with radio and interviews and stuff like that. I'll be across to Wellington in June to play at the Wellington Bluegrass Club. I'm going to do that next, and working on going back to Australia in November to a festival over there, which I think I'll be back to. Yep.
You had such a success with this last stint of recording, and obviously with Midnight Sun over in Australia climbing up the charts. Any plans to get back into the studio anytime soon?
Absolutely. I actually have as you know, that album I raised by using crowdfunding with the internet, and I've got another crowdfunding site up. So if somebody wants a share of the next album and to become a shareholder, that's just at sellaband.com/Aly Cook. music, and there for €10 you can have a share. It's as much as a cup of coffee, isn't it? You can have a share of the album and have the album in advance. But I've still got 2 more singles to come, because I've decided to re-release Country Storm, because it's going to be the single that Australian radio picked, because every second DJ is basically hounding me to release that song. And I'd released it before but not properly, so I'm going to put that out in July to Australian radio. And then I'm going to be shooting a video for The River, which is track 1 off the current album, with Paul Sparks in Christchurch in the spring, down the Avon River with the daffodils. So I'm going to do a Christchurch video that's all based around the Avon River.
Aly Cook, congratulations on what's been a bit of whirlwind success for you.
Thank you.
And thanks for talking to us at Mainland TV.
Thank you.